Hi, it's Barry here. I want to invite you to my next webinar, which is on the subject of anchoring in hypnosis. Now, why would you want to learn anchoring in hypnosis? Well, to me, anchoring is the most powerful tool that you can have in your toolbox as a therapist, whether you're a hypnotherapist or an NLP practitioner. It is the most powerful tool. I use it every single day with every single client in some way, shape or form. So first of all, you need to become really skilled in anchoring, but then you also need to learn how to use it within hypnosis, because a lot of times people think, oh, that's just an NLP technique, but they don't necessarily use it in hypnosis. And certainly over the last few years, with people using Zoom, they've not been confident in using anchoring over Zoom, which is such a shame because it's still very, very powerful. So I'm going to be showing you some techniques that you can use over Zoom to use anchoring, and this will really revolutionize the way you work with your clients. So here's just some of the things we're going to be learning. We're going to be learning how to use the collapse anchors in hypnosis. Over the years, I've done this time and time again. It's one of my favorite techniques to use when I'm working with people with fears or phobias. In fact, on my YouTube channel, there's an old video of me working with someone 25 years ago using a rapid induction and a collapse anchors. So we're going to learn how to do that, because it's one of the most powerful skills that you can learn as a hypnotherapist, is to learn how to use collapse anchors. And you can use collapse anchors to change any negative state whatsoever. We're going to also learn how to use anchoring to change past life events. So maybe, events in their childhood which they think back to, they make them feel bad. We're going to learn how to use anchoring to change their response to those events. We're going to learn how to create powerful, resourceful anchors. And I'm not just talking about, oh yes, remember a lovely time and rub your thumb and forefinger together. No, we're going to use it to really create powerful, powerful resource states that they can use at any moment in time. We're going to be using anchoring with post-hypnotic suggestions. Now this is really, really powerful. You combine the power of anchoring with post-hypnotic suggestions so that something in the environment in the future will trigger this new response. So this can become really, really powerful when you're working with fears and phobias and things like driving anxiety or public speaking and things like this. Really, really powerful. We're going to show you how to use negative anchors, or i.e. revulsions. There are sometimes when you're working with people, particularly with things like addictions or food or smoking, where you probably want to change how they think about those particular things. And using a positive anchor in some of those situations actually won't work. So sometimes you need to stick in a negative anchor in that situation, so it creates an aversion. So the thought of a cigarette or the thought of a chocolate cake just kind of makes them recoil a little bit. And this is something that can really be powerful in hypnosis, because we can use the effects of hypnosis to multiply the feeling that they get. So it's a really, really powerful thing to use negative anchors. We're going to show you how to use chaining anchors using loops. Now this is one of the skills that's taught at sort of the master practitioner level of NLP. I'm going to show you how you can use what they call nested loops to start one story which creates a state, and then start another story which creates a state, and then create another story which creates a state, and then put your content in, and then close those loops. So I'm going to show you how you can use that. And it's a lot simpler than you'd probably possibly imagine. But it's a really, really powerful method for creating change. We're also going to be looking at conversational anchors, because a lot of the times, much of my change work happens in the pre-talk. So I'm going to show you how you can do that as well. So before you even get to the hypnosis formally, you can create change in those clients. So again, this is really, really great to do if you're doing lots of Zoom sessions. So I'm going to be covering all these different methods in this webinar. Now the webinar is going to be about 2 hours long, like they typically are. It will come complete with a manual, and obviously if you have any questions afterwards, you can just drop me an email. I'm always happy to answer emails on any questions you have. So I hope to see you on the webinar. It's going to be great. We're going to really pack loads of information in, and you'll be leaving knowing that you can feel confident in using these techniques. So I hope you sign up, and I hope to see you soon.